Hi, everybody. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. It is almost 11:30. It's Thursday, the 17th of February. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District Studios inside the Mike Briggs building. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. We're going to be live and local until just after, I think, 3 o'clock today, so make sure you stay with us. We have a number of live local guests. Let's kick things off, though, with our first one here right around 11:30 now, and that is Nathan. He is the owner, the CEO of Vigilant.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Good to meet you. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, all right, let's just start from the very beginning.
All right.
You guys are based in Fresno.
Based in Clovis.
Or Clovis,
Fresno,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so based in Clovis, serve the entire Central Valley.
Yeah.
Veteran-owned, locally operated.
Veteran-owned and operated, yep.
What do you guys do?
So, you know, I was thinking about this a lot, and really to understand us as a company, kind of have to know the backstory. And so, you know, I've been doing this since 2008, you know, joined the military after high school, went to Bullard.
Cool.
And so shout out to those guys. And so joined, went all around the country doing training, had the opportunity and privilege to deploy to Iraq in 2010-11 with 40th Combat Aviation Brigade, which is here in Fresno. So a lot of wonderful people. Life-changing experience. Learned IT in a combat environment. Learned it like most people would not. You know, you're learning in the office or in school. So for us, we're like, hey, email doesn't send, we're having some big problems. So, you know, for us over the years, came back, moved to a unit here on the Central Coast, Camp Roberts. And really, us as a company, it's based off of the mentors. Like, I had two amazing mentors over the years, Dan and Jerry, and unfortunately, they're not with us anymore. And so I'm trying to keep their legacy alive. You know, it's really, they taught me how to put the maximum amount of effort, put pride in your work, do everything that you do to the fullest. And so moved back here to the Valley, started working for IT companies, worked for one called CTS for a gentleman named Tom Johnson. And, you know, Tom had his battle with ALS, and after a year he passed away. So all these mentors over the years, you know, they gave so much to me and my family that it's such a difficult thing for me to say, hey, we're just doing IT. For us, it's really about building relationships with those people in the community, putting the maximum amount of effort with our kids, our community, our country. You know, everything is based off of that. So when it comes to us doing IT, we're really about where are you as a business? Where are you with your IT needs? How can we help you achieve the goals that you have? And kind of just walk hand in hand, step for step. And that's what makes us different, because you can pull open Google and say, IT companies in Fresno. You'll find dozens upon dozens of companies, all amazing organizations with wonderful employees, and I've had the privilege of working with them. And shout out to Network Defenders, who over the years has supported us. So thank you guys. And it's really been just building relationships. Building relationships is what we're in the business of. You know, yes, we're IT, but it's all about the people.
A lot of it, when you think of IT, is safety critical?
Very much so. And I would say it's the three fundamentals is how we put it. You know, you have, is your information backed up? Is it safe? You know, if something fails, do you have a way to get it back? How are you combating the threats? So antivirus is a big one. Making sure you have up-to-date antivirus, up-to-date security on your systems. And then the big one, most people forget about, it's new to this day and age, is protecting your passwords. You know, flip over that keyboard, you got the password there. Is that secure anymore? Probably not. You know, it's all about using tools and putting doors in front of attackers. It's how many doors and how many locks can you put on your information. And there's companies out there that unfortunately are just kind of skating by, doing the bare minimum, which, you know, as a business owner, I totally understand. You do what you have to do to achieve the goal. But, you know, that's where we come in. We assess and we say, all right, where are you guys at? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations as a company? Where are you trying to go? And that's where we come in and say, all right, the tools and the IT have to work for you. It's just a tool. That's all it is. So we're not in the business of coming in and saying, hey, let's sell you this. Let's put in all these new software and all this new stuff. It's about finding what tools really enable you as a business and a business owner to really successfully drive your business in those operations.
Tell me a little bit about, obviously we're seeing in the news right now threats, online threats from Russia, from China. Are you seeing indeed that kind of thing?
Well, so that's an interesting topic because, as you can see by my last name, I'm Russian.
Oh, yeah.
So there it is. But with that being said, the threats are coming from everywhere. We have them in the community, we have them overseas, and there are tools that you can kind of really tell like where they're coming from. But a lot of these threats, the biggest one you've probably heard of it, is ransomware. So you get an email from somebody, and we had it the other day. Somebody says, "Hey, I got an email from my boss, and they were actually asking me to go to the store because they were running late and buy some, Visa debit cards and then send them to my office." And they're like, "That doesn't look right." And you look at the email, and as soon as they opened it up, it downloaded a virus onto their computer, and that was it. So these things with ransomware, it locks all your data. You can't open it, you can't get to it, and then you see things like, "Hey, if you want your data back, we'll give you the code, but you got to pay this much money." And you see that all the time, and that's where you get companies that are just devastated. So you look at those situations and say, well, what could I do? Back it up, making sure that you have a copy somewhere, getting information, IT, insurance. That way, if this happens, you have a way to cover the damages. And it's really, like I said, putting doors in front of attackers, putting some sort of security on your emails, putting some sort of security on your systems. And that's where, we look at, like at a company the other day as well, and says, "Hey, we've been doing a great job about keeping our IT in order, but we really need somebody to come in and just make sure we're not overlooking anything." So we looked at all the systems and made sure that there was, in fact, something in play that would protect them. And we just said, all right, let's make these small little tweaks, and those small changes are what make the difference. It's all about consistency with what you're doing.
So it's literally that easy to protect.
It is. I mean, it's all about intention. Let's say you have a system full of files that are very critical to your business. What do you do if the place catches on fire? We had a building actually recently, and this was down over by Fresno State. A building burned down. They're like, well, all of our data's gone. And we came in after the fact, and we're like, well, you don't have backups, you don't have this, so we're really behind the curve. So it's having those things in place before. I guess the example I use, if you know me, you'll know I use examples all the time. And it's like, if I don't change the oil on my truck, if I don't go and pump up the tires on my truck, yeah, it's going to keep going, and I'm probably going to get to my destination. But eventually, if I'm not careful, I'm going to lose a tire or my engine's going to blow up. It's all about prevention with these things and being proactive. So kind of sucks because you have to, invest in that. And that's really where you say, what's the value in my company? Do I see the value in staying around long term? And that's where you put these things in place to really protect you. So,
one of the things, though, I love is that you've got this experience of working in a federal government environment. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, right there, that sets you and your company apart.
Absolutely. And, we're here to support the community. We're here to support, if you have a veteran-owned business, we're going to support you. Like my business partner, he's active duty military. My wife is active duty military. And so we have a community behind us that really fosters selfless service. And so if you have a business that, if you're law enforcement, if you're fire, if you're EMS, we have a lot of nonprofits. So we've had nonprofits come to us and say, we want to take advantage of the tools that are donated to us. If you don't know, if you're a nonprofit, you can go and get a full office suite for your organization for next to nothing and really start securing your business. So there's a lot of tools out there. People just really need to know that they exist. And it's starting with that conversation and saying, where do you want to be? What are you trying to achieve? And that's where we just walk alongside you and say, all right, we're that unknown guest. We want to be the fly on the wall, but we also want to be there with you as that family member saying, hey, you're going to go and do these great things. We're just helping you along the way.
And keeping you safe.
And keeping you safe. And that's the thing, security is not absolute. I'll say that. We make mistakes. And I'm an imperfect person, so it's all about doing the best that you can with what you have in front of you, and that's all we ask.
I'm sure you're able to learn, though, from every situation that maybe didn't go exactly how you had planned.
Well, exactly. And I guess a great example is Tom, the gentleman who owns CTS here in town, with his battle with ALS. I'm out there in the Fresno heat and I'm pulling cable, and I'm like, man, this is hot. It's 105. You know how it is here.
Yep.
And I look back and there's Tom, and he's pulling the cable with me, and I'm like, you need to go because your wife's going to kill me if she knows you're out here. And he's like, I'm exactly where I need to be. It's about doing everything you can with what you have. And these mentors that we've had in our lives have really dictated how we interact with our customers, with the job. And we don't want to compromise. We don't want to sacrifice anything in our job, in our work, in our ethics. And I guess that's, if you were to summarize us, like I said a few minutes ago, there's so many IT firms out there that do a wonderful job here in the Valley. And you can't go wrong looking at any of them. But when it comes to us, what's the difference? And the difference is our experience in the federal and state arenas. We've been in combat. We've been in that situation where we're like, hey, we may not come home to our families. And so every day is a blessing. And we have those people in our lives that, are no longer with us, to where we have to live up to those legacies and say, they're not here. They don't get to see their kids anymore. They don't get to own a business or operate it. So we're almost doing it for them. And that's what we're all about, is living that legacy for those that, have left us behind.
Here's a question. If somebody's watching, maybe they don't have a business, but they just have so much data and stuff.
Yes.
Just personal stuff, and they want it protected. Can you guys work with individuals as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, the best way to reach out to us, obviously our website is there, vsec.tech. You can also reach out to us at our phone number. We're pretty active, heavily active within social media. Instagram, we're trying to be superstars on there.
Yeah, I know.
So,
that's how I found you.
Yeah. So, I went live today before, and I'll probably go live after, but we're trying to do something along the lines of weekly, just say, hey, we're going live. If you have questions, reach out to us. We want to answer them. But if you are an individual that has concerns, just ask us. We'd be more than happy to ask questions. And if it's something that we're like, we don't have the expertise, we know people that can help you.
I love it. Again, veteran-owned, locally operated. Nathan, CEO of Vigilant here in Fresno. Great name.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to hopefully doing some more with you guys in the future.
I love that idea of doing those once a week, just check-ins.
Yeah.
I think that'll be great for you guys.
Yeah, well, it's great for the community. I know how it is with me. If I have questions, I'm like, all right, I just need somebody to help me.
Right.
So that's what we're here for.
Very good. All right. We'll see you again. Come back anytime.
Pleasure, Austin. Thank you so much.
I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We're back with another guest standing by live in studio. That's coming up in just a bit. Hang tight.
JKH Career Coaching and Consulting, creating solutions in career planning, development, training, and placement. Contact Jackie Kennedy Harris at JKH Career Coaching and Consulting at jkhccc.com or call 559-307-7712. Introducing Psychology for Today with host Alan Hedberg, PhD, clinical psychologist. Watch it on CentralValleyTalk.com the first Wednesday of the month at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also connect with the program on YouTube, Psychology for Today. Dr. Hedberg is also on YouTube under Dr. Teach Me to Parent and Boys to Men.
CentralValleyTalk.com. I like be with myself.